Hello, everyone. Welcome to what seems to be like a daily live lately for me, right? So
You're a busy lady.
I'm a little bit of a busy lady. You know what? I'm busy, but I am having quite the nice balance in my life, which is what I'm always trying to teach everyone.
That is good.
I finally got that. I finally got it. It took 60 years almost. So, all right. So today we're going to talk about streamlining people's financial operations for business success.
Yes.
I love having this conversation with you. This is our balanced bookkeeping conversation, how important it is not to bury your sand in about your money. So tell everyone how you recommend streamlining their financial operations.
Well, as you know, no one comes to me because things are going well. So by the time they come to you and they need a recommendation for a bookkeeper, things are kind of crazy, right? And so when they get to us, one of the things, and we've talked about this in the past, is we do the diagnostic review. We're going in like a doctor with an x-ray, seeing what's going on with the books. And a lot of times I find that some of the people who are feeling the most angst about their books is because they have the most chaos. Like it's kind of as if their books are almost a microcosm of their life in general. Do you know what I mean? Like I always say that your how you handle like your personal finances will definitely reflect on your business finances. And if your life is in chaos, it shows in your bookkeeping. And so our goal is to help them calm down and maybe tamp down on some of the craziness, but also it's a partnership, right? So they have to do their part to make it happen.
Yes, they have to do their part to make it happen. And I actually trying to get your thing to show up properly. It's not quite showing up properly, your name on the screen. So I think that's so interesting. And I could have to tell you, I absolutely love the fact that you just said looking at someone's books, and I'll even add how they respond to you or me
Mhm.
asking to see their books is often really telltale about
Mhm.
how like their business is running and what's going on in their brain.
Yeah, I completely agree. They're juggling too many hats. They're, to give a good example, profit first, right? You preach profit first. I use profit first in my business. A lot of people do. But some people take profit first and like it's like with a rocket ship and they just go a little crazy. So now instead of having, say, 5 or 6 bank accounts, they have 10 bank accounts and 10 credit cards. And it's like, how can you really manage your money, even with someone on your team with that much stuff going on? You really need to simplify it to be able to do things a bit more properly and so that you can have a bird's eye view of what's going on. You can't do that with 20 accounts.
No, you can't. And it's, oh my God, it's just so true. You can't do it with 20 accounts. And
Hmm.
there or 20 steps for a receipt that
Right.
you purchase something on your business. And now there's, 5, 10, 15 steps until it gets to where it's supposed to go. And does it's like just keep it simple.
Simplify. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And I think that's why you and I get along so well. And I quickly identified you as the bookkeeping company that I want all my clients to use because you have that same philosophy that I have. Like, keep it super simple, is how I put
As best
this.
you can.
Keep
Yeah.
it super simple, right?
Yeah, make your tasks like invoicing, collecting money, paying your vendors. How can you streamline the process, like you said, without making it overly complicated or getting too many people involved? And then look at scalability because if the process is too complicated, has too many steps. If you have overnight success, and you get a huge client the next day, can that actually scale overnight to handle 5, 10, 20 clients? So if it can't, then let's go ahead and figure out now today how can we put something in place that's actually simple enough but scalable enough to support you as you grow.
Simple enough and scalable enough in your bookkeeping. Imagine that, everybody who's listening, or
Right?
live
It sounds
audience.
simple, but it's definitely possible.
You have made my bookkeeping simple. Like literally, I don't worry anymore. And I think there is this misconception in the online world, like hire someone who's the expert and don't worry about it ever, which I think is smart to hire an expert. But I love that you also kind of teach as you go along in that beginning stages. You're teaching the owner of the business what you guys plan on doing, what you found, what certain things mean, what they should be
Mhm.
aware of, and what you're taking over from there. And they don't have to ever worry about it again. And when you get through that onboarding process with you and your company, you're like, ah, Now I don't have to do anything anymore.
Yeah, and it is a misnomer, I think, to say that if you're hiring someone, you never ever have to think about bookkeeping. It's your
Mhm.
business. You really
Yes.
need to understand what's going on, and having your hands or at least your eyes on it is going to be super helpful. And we talked about having streamlined the process, but why is that important, right? It's so that you can make clear business decisions. So you're doing all this, putting all these steps in place up front so that when you do need to make a decision about whether to hire, whether to buy a building, whether to lease a new space, you have clear, concrete financial data to drive those decisions. You're not using your gut and you're definitely not using your emotions to make those decisions. That's the
Right.
whole point of all of this.
Yes, that's the whole point of it. Having good books, good bookkeeping, good bookkeeper helps you make better decisions because your numbers are up to date. Your system is not a mess. It clears out the cobwebs in your brain about your money and makes you actually face it and
And
improve.
and facing it means keeping an eye on your costs. It's great, what is the saying that revenue is vanity, but profit is reality or something like that? I know I've
Wait,
totally
say
missed
that again. Revenue, I can see this.
it. Yeah,
Revenue is
is
vanity.
vanity, but your profit is reality. I mean, because it's great to
Mm.
say I did 2 million this year, but if you still end up losing $40,000, what difference does it make if you made 2 million in sales, right?
Absolutely. People, I have one client in particular in the past that they came to me with a $5 million group, top level number. They brought in 5 million into their
Hmm.
company. And I was like, wow, okay, how much
Hmm.
did you pay yourself? $50,000. I was like, what? Yeah, I don't have any money. Okay, what's going
Right,
wrong? Right. So
right.
your books really do give you that insight into what else could be going on in your business, both improvements you can make and
Hmm.
things that you may have to address, problems.
Yeah, to see where the leaks are, to plug those leaks, to be able to understand that, especially in the interior design world, you have your cost of goods sold. That's a given. You really have no control over that, but you do have control over how much you're spending on advertising, how much you're spending on software, things like that. There's those little $100 subscriptions here and there that add up. It really does make a huge difference on your bottom line.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, what else did we cover?
One more thing. So we talked about simplifying, not having 20 accounts. We talked about making clear decisions. We talked about plugging leaks and seeing where the money's going and controlling those
Yes,
costs, but also planning for growth. Because if your goal is to have a long-term business, if your goal is to grow the business and hopefully, like you said earlier when we got on, having that life balance where you don't have to work so hard, where the business is working for you, having good financial information helps you to plan for growth. It helps you to have the conversations, not just with me, your bookkeeper, but with your CPA, with your financial advisor, with your insurance guy, to make sure everyone who's supporting you in your business growth can help you to use the data to make a good plan so that you can get to wherever you want to be in life.
yes. It's really, really important to understand your numbers. And it's so funny to me that people are so resistant, but I was there, so I get it. It's like I don't understand it, so I just want to ignore it and I'll just keep
Mhm.
doing what I do best. And me, it's marketing sales. So I just keep it going. And then suddenly you're like, wait, should I spend $10,000 on a new website?
Right.
Should I spend for this business trip that I want to take to go to a conference? And that's when you start going, I think maybe I
Hmm.
can. And sometimes that's when people finally look at their books.
Hmm.
They go, I can't make this decision because it's a freaking mess.
Exactly, exactly. Well, in a nutshell, let's go ahead and simplify their business finances so they can just make their lives easier, so they can rest, so they can vacation and not have to worry about it.
Right. And to be open about money is one of the
Ooh,
things that we need to talk about. Like, I want everyone to be able to talk about money the way they talk about their breakfast. Like, just stop putting so much emotional weight on every conversation about money. Like, do you think I should? Do you think I should? Like, it's all like very heavy.
right.
I want it to be like, so I think I might have enough money, but I'm not sure. Let's look at, right? Let's look at the
Hmm.
projections. Let's look at the history. Let's look at what's actually happening in your business.
And be
And
a bit of maybe I think what I hear you saying is being a bit detached emotionally from it. Like it is what it is it is money, but you don't have to have that emotional attachment to it.
correct,
Money serves a purpose, right? It's
correct.
so yeah.
Yeah, money is energy, right? So it's
Oh
transferring from,
yeah.
right?
I thought about that. It is
Yeah,
energy.
Yeah, it's energy. It transferred from one person who earned it doing what they do best, using their energy to do something for someone else. They get money, then that money goes to you so they can pay you to do what you do best. And that's what makes the freaking world go around.
That is so true. That's actually, I didn't say that. That was a Nancyism. Money is energy. I love that. I will use that again in the future.
Yeah, money is energy. And that's part of how I teach people to take the emotion out of it. Money is an exchange of a feeling,
Mm,
right? If you go out to dinner, what are you looking for? That companionship, good conversation, that feeling, right? When you're working for someone in their home as an interior designer, you're looking to give them that feeling that they're looking for. You as a bookkeeping firm gives everyone the feeling of calm and contentment that they know their money system is being taken care of. So in exchange of the money they make using their energy, they're giving it to you to do what you do best. So I think it's
exactly.
really important not to stay in a place where you're doing everything yourself,
Mm,
because I've never heard of someone having good work-life balance when they do everything themselves. It's possible, but it's not sustainable long-term if you want to keep growing and having a balanced life.
And are you building a business or are you just creating a job for yourself? So that's the other
Correct.
thing. Yeah.
Right. Just
What are
keep
your
yourself
goals?
busy. I had one client who, I think I've talked about this on a couple of lives. At this point, her business is making her the right amount of money for her. She doesn't really want to grow it bigger, but she doesn't feel like she's under enough stress. And I'm like, that's so interesting. So is there another hobby you've always wanted to pursue,
Mm,
something in your life you want to know? Maybe you do want to bring your business to another level or open up a side.
mhm.
Like, let's talk about your
Right.
goals and dreams. Your business money should
Right.
serve your goals and dreams.
Oh, so true. So true.
Right. So
Awesome.
everybody, streamline your financial operations so you can feel the business success and the life balance that we're talking about. And 100%, if you're looking for a bookkeeper, check out this lady's firm, because all my clients get recommended to you, Carleen, and I have not had one complaint. And I will continue to say that because I haven't had one complaint.
Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah, it's seriously, everyone feels such relief that their books are being taken care of in an efficient way with someone they can ask questions to and get an answer, and actually get an answer. And that to me is probably people's biggest struggle with their bookkeeping.
Mm. Well, I'm glad to serve your community. We love working with interior designers.
So let's give everybody a challenge to actually look at your QuickBooks summary
Mm.
and see if it says how many transactions are outstanding that haven't been matched.
Wow, that is actually a really good one. Yeah.
Right? Like, I remember going into my QuickBooks and going, these numbers mean nothing because I haven't matched transactions to accounts and I don't even know what I'm doing. So my bookkeeping, my QuickBooks was useless. So anyone who's watching live or on replay, make a comment and be honest, if you can, to how many transactions in your QuickBooks have you yet to actually match? And what's it called, Colleen, when they actually
It's called categorizing. Yeah. Can I add my own little challenge since we're doing
absolutely.
challenges today?
Yes.
Go in and see when was the last time you actually reconciled your books.
Oh, geez, that's another whole one.
Ah, yes. And again, if you're feeling vulnerable and being transparent, I'd love to see that in the comments.
I would love to see that as well. When was the last time you reconciled your bank account to your QuickBooks, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, that's going to
Exactly.
be interesting. All right. So hopefully some
Awesome.
people have the guts to answer, and I will see you next month with our
All right.
bookkeeping conversation.
Thank you. Have a great one.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.